There's something about getting lost off the beaten path in southern Vietnam.
I'm really lost.
The hum of the motorbike, the smell of coffee and freshly cooked food in the air.
Very good. Ah, amazing.
And the endless maze of rivers, canals and rice fields that make up the Mekong Delta. It's just massive. It's absolutely massive. I come from Australia, where we have a river and we call it the mighty Murray. Well, it's just got absolutely nothing on this. This is just incredible. Over the next 7 days, I'm riding from Ho Chi Minh City down to Trà Vinh, Sop Trăng and Bac Lieu before turning west to Can Tho and then all the way back again. It's a journey through back roads, markets, temples and eateries, and most of all, through the warmth and humour of the people who make this part of Vietnam so special.
It's a real community little hotspot, isn't it? And gossip corner.
There'll be great food, a breakdown here and there, a bit of history, and moments that remind me why I love this country.
It's enough, I think, just to stand out here and gaze at this amazing structure.
So get comfy and let's hit the road and join me on my ride through Vietnam's Khmer heartland of the Mekong Delta.
So this morning I got woken up by those things. These speakers. It was like 6 o'clock. I got woken up to some kind of patriotic song, I guess, and announcements. And I'd forgotten that that was the case in some places still in Vietnam. I remember back in, I think it was 1999 when I first came to Vietnam. I landed in Hanoi and the public announcements came over the speakers and rang out through the streets. So you don't need an alarm to wake up, even in Trà Vinh these days. I don't have them in the neighbourhood that I live in. Ho Chi Minh City doesn't really have them now, although there may be districts that still have them. But yeah, they announce things like, you know, party decisions and, you know, health announcements, things that are relevant to the community and stuff like that, you know, reminders, perhaps your baby needs to get vaccinated or something like that. But yeah, 6 a.m. in the morning it rung out. So after a pretty long day yesterday, yeah, it was a bit of a wake-up call, literally. And they play them in the evenings as well when everyone's coming home from work. All right, so my hotel is about 1 kilometre from the Central Market, so in that direction. So I'm going to take a walk down there and see what I can find for brekkie. Let's go. Okay, so as it happens, I'm probably only about 500 metres up the road from my hotel, and I've found this little market here. It's called Phung Wan Market. This is very local, very interesting. Wow, the oranges are cheap. They're like 5,000 dong a kilogram. We probably pay up to 15,000 dong a kilogram in Ho Chi Minh City. This place is thriving. There's people everywhere. Hello. Hello. Chào anh. Chào em. Chào em hả? The usual sort of stuff that you find in markets, but the thing that I've noticed straight away that's different from what I would see in Ho Chi Minh City are the faces. So as I walk down here, just have a look at the difference in the people, and of course Trà Vinh is home to one of the biggest populations of, as they say in the Vietnamese language, Khmer people or Khmer people. So it's really interesting.
Trà Vinh is one of the cultural heartlands of the Khmer community in Vietnam. I've been told around 300,000 people with Khmer ethnicity live in the province, nearly a third of the population, although it looks and feels like that could be even more.
Oh. Okay, this is a lot bigger than I expected. I thought it was just the street side market. Okay.
As I mentioned, the appearance of the people here differs greatly from what I often see in Saigon. Khmer families have been here for centuries. Of course, this was once part of the Khmer Empire, and the name Trà Vinh is actually from the Khmer name for the area, Pray Trapang. A walk through this market can really give you a sense of the blend of cultures living together here. I must admit that it's been a bit of a head spin so far when people have come up to me who look Khmer but communicate with me in Vietnamese.
Tép là King Khmer.
Không có, tôm là cái con bị chảy.
Small.
Con cái này con nhỏ là con tép.
Con tép. Okay, interesting.
I believe this market's one of the older, longer established markets in town. I'm not too sure, but it's a great little find. It's not as big and flashy like other markets you might find elsewhere in the Delta, but it's full of life, it's clean, and there's an air of friendliness and positivity that's not always present in markets like this.
Okay, this one looks a little bit different. Okay. Bye-bye. Good morning. Oh, there he goes there. He's going on his delivery.
Khmer and Gen vendors hustle side by side, selling everything from freshly cut vegetables and herbs to grilled snacks, sticky rice, handmade sweets, fish, meat, fruit, and all the usual daily necessities.
But look at the size. I'm getting invited to have some tea, but look at the size of this place. I'm assuming the old market, one of the old markets was here a long time ago, and they've since put a brand new roof on it, which is amazing. The size of it. Look at that, eh?
It's just about people going about their lives, sharing the same space, the same smiles, and the same rhythm of the Mekong Delta. I'm really liking it so far.
Hello. This is the thing about Vietnam too. Vietnam is becoming increasingly urbanised, even though Trà Vinh's not a huge city. But obviously people come to the cities to live and work, but at the same time, Xin chào. But at the same time, they want to continue with all the sort of pursuits that they would do or used to do back out on the farms and in the rice fields. And this gentleman here is feeding his ducks with snails. Oh, I think this is mother duck. Hello, Em. How are you? That's a big one. Wow, ploughing through those. Look at that. Come on. Bye-bye. Thank you. Now, according to my trusty Google Maps, if I continue this way, eventually I'll get to the Central Market. But going on what happened yesterday, I'm not too keen on relying on Google Maps. Look at this lovely little place here. Hello. Hi. How are you? That's another thing about Vietnam, is that people will have their houses in alleyways like this, and they'll take any opportunity to try and make a little bit of extra cash. So they'll sell those lotto tickets. The lady next door, she was selling like pickled vegetables. It's very common to see, and really demonstrates the entrepreneurial spirit of the Vietnamese. Now, which way do I go? Oh. So far no dogs, but I just saw a rat. Xin chào. Good morning. All right. I'm gonna have to check my maps here. Okay, I think I'm going to go that way. Hello anh, how are you? Chụp chụp, mót chụp nói tiếng Việt. Yeah. Bây giờ đi chợ Trà Vinh, đi chợ để ăn sáng. It's okay. Okay. Come on. Bye bye. This looks like prime alley dog territory, so I need to keep an eye out. So the gentleman just back there, he said if you're going to the market, it's wet, so you need proper shoes, and so I showed him mine. I was hoping this was a shortcut. What? Oh, okay. Oh, I see what he means. Okay, I get what he means now. I think I'm going to turn back and go left at the little intersection that we were at before. And there's one of those dogs. Time to get out of here. So just a little change of plans. I had to duck back to the hotel to get... It's okay, come sao em. And I wanted to get a cab back to where I was, but this young cabbie has picked me up and he said, don't bother going to the market. I'm going to take you to where the festival's at. There's a festival on at the moment. It's a really important Khmer festival that's happening in Trà Vinh. Actually, yesterday was the last day of the boat races. I missed those. Yesterday was a bit of a day of missing things by just that much. Anyway, it seems like when you sort of miss things, you kind of gain things every now and then. So he's just taken it upon himself to drive me out to wherever this festival is, which I think is just up here. Alright, so funny how things end up, hey? My plans have changed dramatically. Good job on his behalf. He brought me out here for a little extra fee, so that's one way to, sell someone up. But that's okay, it's alright, it's only $5. But now I'm out here. So there's some amazing temples though by the looks. Have a look at that. This is apparently the most famous temple in Trà Vinh. But I haven't eaten yet and I haven't had a coffee. I'm pretty keen to try something to eat and then go and check out what's happening around here.
Here at Chua Ang, I get the feeling that the heart of the Khmer community in Trà Vinh beats strongest during Ok Om Bok. It's the Moon Worship Festival marking the end of the rice harvest, which takes place on the full moon of the 10th lunar month each year. Before the cabbie decided to take things into his own hands and drop me here unexpectedly, I had planned to come out here this evening to this stunning pond, because tonight's the last night of the festival, and I'm told that as dusk arrives, families gather here with trays of young rice, coconuts and sweet bananas to give as thanks to the moon for protecting their crops. And as you can already hear, there's music.
I think these guys just over here have the loudest speaker I've ever heard in my life. But they are competing with the Duf Duf Club across the pond. Oh my God.
But in the evening, colourful lanterns are apparently released and there's a carnival atmosphere that's something to be experienced. Well, as it turns out, I'm going to have to come back for it another time. I don't think I'll make it back here twice in one day, especially as heavy rain is forecast for tonight. Just beside the Ao Ba Om Pond and its sacred lotuses is Chua Ang, one of the oldest Khmer Buddhist temples in the Mekong Delta. Built in the 10th century, it's not just a place of worship, but a cultural anchor, where young people learn traditional dance, language and stories, and where monks guide the community through life's important stages. And obviously, at festival times like this, people combine a visit to the temple and then enjoy the festivities going on around the lake.
I've just realised that I've come into the complex without long pants on. Obviously this wasn't planned. The taxi driver, I blame the taxi driver. He brought me here, but no one said anything and I've gestured to people, so it seems to be okay, but I'm just not going to go into the main temples. Yeah, I think it's best that I don't do that. But how about this, hey? I'm not a spiritual person in any sense, but coming here, you can really feel something. It's beautiful. Alright, so I've just about done a lap around the pond here. It's an amazing space, isn't it? It's like one of the best
spaces I've ever been to, I think, where there's a festival being held. The trees are amazing. I don't think I've seen so many lotuses in the one spot in all my life. And the people, I mean, just the diversity in the faces is enough for me today to, you know, tick this one off as a winner. If you'd kidnapped me and dropped me here and said this was Cambodia, how are you? If you'd kidnapped me and dropped me here and said I was in Cambodia, I'd believe you. You know, I don't think I've ever been to a place in Vietnam where it kind of feels almost like another country. The culture here is strong, the Khmer culture here is strong, the Vietnamese culture here is strong as well. The people are multilingual, and increasingly there seems to be a lot more people speaking English. So it's just a really fascinating and worthwhile place to visit. The only thing is, I haven't had anything to eat yet. A lot of the food here is kind of your typical fairground kind of stuff, you know, sausages and other sort of fried and deep fried goodies, probably more suitable for kids. So I think what I'm going to do is head back into town and see if I can find something to eat, maybe have a coffee and plan what I'm going to do tonight. All right.
But just before I book another cab to leave the precinct, I notice nestled by the pond and the temples, this attractive looking building. It turns out it's the Museum of Khmer Ethnic Culture, a tribute to the Khmer community and what turns out to be a little gem of a find. Built in 1995, this two-storey building covers more than 1,700 square metres on a 1 hectare site, set beneath the shade of the magnificent trees found all around here. Its architecture beautifully blends traditional Khmer motifs with modern design. Now, I'm no expert or enthusiast, and most definitely not an architect, but I've seen shapes like these before in Saigon's amazing modernist buildings. So it appears some of that style, or is it postmodernist? I have no idea, has been borrowed to create this. It's almost like those who commissioned the building said it must immediately look Khmer at first look, but at the same time be functional, breezy and cool in an environment where air conditioning is either not practical or not possible. This museum was built not just for tourists, but as a cultural cornerstone for the local Khmer community, preserving their heritage, educating younger generations, and showcasing the deep roots of Khmer traditions in the Mekong Delta. This museum really does help anchor Khmer identity in a physical and symbolic landscape, especially given its proximity to the lake and the temple complex. And it really must stand as a source of pride for the local Khmer people.
All right, found a spot in town, not too far from the market and not too far from my hotel. So I'm going to have something to eat here and then take the short walk home before it rains. I'm going to have some bun nuk leo. They tell me that's what I've got to have when I come to Trà Vinh. So I'm going to give that a go and hopefully it goes down well. And then I think I'm going to go back to the room and take a little arvo nap. I've got a feeling these noodles are going to make me sleepy. So I hope you like this video. It sort of took an unexpected turn, I know, and then it was sort of a case of where do I point the camera next, because those temples were pretty amazing and the festival there was pretty interesting as well. And of course the museum in a lovely building as well, so it's worth checking out. All right, I'm going to get stuck into these noodles. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, G.